Sacramento card show here. First show of 2023. Super excited to go inside and see what they've got. Another brutal day weather-wise in Northern California, but that wasn't going to stop us. So we are here and we will see what we've got. So in I go, and we got here pretty early this time. So when we first got there, it was not too crowded, but that quickly changed. It got pretty warm in there, and there were a lot of people, which is awesome, because it just goes to show how many people are in collecting cards right now, which is awesome for the hobby. I always do a first quick loop where I just kind of scan and get my bearings. You can see a lot of vintage at this show. Always a lot of vintage cards at this show. A lot of rookies, Yastrzemski, Berra in that case. You see that Jerry Rice and O.J. Simpson, Walter Payton, Joe Montana. Some really cool stuff at this first table I swung through. See a K-line rookie there, a Reggie Jackson rookie.
Someone tell me something. Tweets yell across the room. I am here to buy. He could probably hear us. Do you have anything to sell me, my man? I need cards. We should have brought music.
I don't have anything. I don't really have anything to sell.
What are you looking for today, then?
I like old stuff. So, just a reminder, I am doing a 500 subscriber giveaway. I'm giving away a Nolan Ryan autograph, an Orlando Cepeda autograph, and a really cool Sports Illustrated from 1984 with Michael Jordan on the cover. Completely free to enter. There are just a couple of quick steps. Those steps are laid out in a video that I posted last week that is in my video link above, or you can go down to the description and access the link to the video that lays out exactly what is required to participate. It is completely free, and it is just my way of kicking off 2023 with a fun start, as well as thanking my subscribers and helping me reach 500. Good luck, and I encourage you to participate. So I continue walking through the show, and this guy had some really cool stuff. He had never seen him at this particular show before. That Warren Spahn rookie in a 1 caught my eye. He was asking 150 at 48 Bowman there at the just past the bottom of the screen. Lots of stacks of 48s, 49s, 50, 51 Bowmans. You see a Hank Aaron, Ernie Banks rookie, Phil Rizzuto rookie. Come by this table.
You don't have a Berra, do you?
What's that?
You don't have a Berra of these? Do you have any Berra?
It's the one I have. I just sold my last show. I sold the better one that I have. The one I have, it's in the box and it's really beat up.
Okay.
And you can take a look at it, but it's not in very good shape.
I don't usually start digging around boxes until my second time through, but I love your stuff, and I've never seen you guys before, so.
Yeah, it's my first time at this show. Yeah, it's pretty beat up. Yeah,
and you have.
When I had sold the last show that I did.
Okay. I don't want to. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say I'll sell it to you for $10.
I'll give you $10 for it.
So I have been preaching for quite a while now, buy the card, not the grade. There's a little paper loss at the top right and a crease that goes through his body, a little stain on the left as well. Back's not bad. There's a little bit of paste at the bottom right where it was probably in someone's scrapbook or something, but we're talking about a third-year Yogi Berra card here. And he sold it to me for $10, which I thought was a steal. The one at the top there comped at $100, And then that authentic sold for quite a bit, and then 70 or so. So I think the card's worth $80, and I got it for 10, which I couldn't give him my $10 fast enough. A lot of raw vintage stuff here. There's obviously some graded stuff as always, but I would say 2/3 of the vintage stuff at this show was in raw state. Got some Ernie Bankses, some Nolan Ryans, a lot of Mickey Mantles at the show. Again, a lot of them raw, some graded. Got Willie Mays up here. There's always going to be a lot of Willie Mays and Willie McCovey at a Northern California show. So that's to be expected. You'll see that quite a bit. Please take a second to subscribe if you have not yet done that. It really helps get my content out for others to see as well.
All the different things that go along in life. Right.
So I've bought from this guy before. He's got some cool stuff. That Autogram 1955 Autogram All-American I took a look at later on in the show. He was asking $110 for it, which I think was fair. Ended up not buying it, but really liked it. Obviously that mantle there is awesome. That's probably the best card he's got. Got some 55s and 56s there in the middle.
Still end up being about 30% of your pay.
This is a super friendly dealer. He's got a lot of non-sport stuff too, as you can see there. I love non-sport cards as well. Didn't buy any this show, but always take a look. So he's got a couple stacks of some 70s, mostly 70s cards here that I go through. Really nice Pete Rose.
You'd be surprised.
He wanted 20 for that, which was probably fair.
I moved to Texas when I was younger, and then I moved to Ohio and stayed there for 6 years. But you know, I had a better opportunity because I
took a look at this Thurman Munson. Obviously, that's not his rookie. It's his second year. It's his first individual card. It's got the trophy logo on it. Thought that was a fair price. Gave that one a thought, but decided to pass. This is a stack of mostly early 80s, middle 80s, late 70s rookie cards and some stars.
It not only was him, but it was his wife, the baby.
But I was really here today looking for the old baseball. That was my goal for the most part for the day. So I went back over to that guy I bought the Yogi Berra from after I did my first loop. And you can see I'm going through his boxes. He's got some pre-war stuff. He's got every year, as you can see there, pretty much, you know, 48, 49 Bowman, 50 Bowman, 51 Bowman, 52 Topps. He just has so much in his boxes. So I dive in. This is after I'd made my first loop through the show. Looking through the 48 Bowmans here. And I just had a feeling if I kept digging, I was going to find a gem in here. And thankfully for me, I do here in just a moment. You'll see. Got some 49 Bowmans. Got the color in there. It's not really full color. I really like the 50 Bowmans myself the best because they're really the first full normal colored Bowman cards. So I spent a lot of time going through his 50 Bowmans, and he had a lot of them. This dealer is from Southern California. just like that. A 50 Bowman Ted Williams falls in my lap, and he's asking $40 for it. Now, it's got creases, but the centering is fantastic. Pretty much 50-50 all the way around. It's got a good 3 creases, got a couple little stains there on the back you can see. But man, $40 for a 1950 Ted Williams? He's the best Red Sox in franchise history. This is a 1950 card. This thing's 73 years old. So I set that aside. And then I started going through some of his other higher end 50s. Got a Pee Wee Reese. This Ralph Kiner caught my eye. Gave that one a really good look. Really liked that card a lot. $100 is fair on it. And then he had a couple of Dobies. This one for $90. And then this Casey Stengel really caught my eye too. $90 was probably fair on that. The 2 Dobies, which I take a closer look at here in just a second, were the ones that really stood out. But this Casey Stengel is a Yankee fan. That's 50-50 all the way around. Really good condition. So we've got the 2 Dobies. This one has a little wrinkle in it, but it's only $90. Other than the wrinkle, it's in fantastic shape.
Yeah, if I bought a couple things, do you have some room on some of them?
So then I start looking through the 1951 Bowmans. Another Dobie. I loved that one. But that card is just a little more than I think I was wanting to spend. But it was fantastic shape. Again, I continue to beat the drum on if it looks good to your eye, don't worry about the grade. Don't worry about whether or not it might have a little wrinkle when you look at it super close. Just find a card that looks good. I had a video I posted recently on how I think grades and condition are sometimes a little overrated. So again, I look at that Kiner, really like that card. Campanella, Duke Snyder. They give this Stengel another really good look. Partly regret not getting this one. It's about time to give it one more look before I try to make a deal. Got my wheels turning on what I might want to offer at this point, and you'll see how this unfolds here in just a second.
Okay, now everything after that you say you need. That's your 525 to 587. My job's staying here.
You're number 1.
She did good.
That's okay.
So these are the 2 I have the most interest in.
Can I put these away?
Yeah, I might end up circling back on you on a couple of them because there's a couple I like a lot too.
Those 2?
So on the Dobie and Williams, what do you think you could do on those? Those are the 2 I'm most interested in. What do you think about, would you do 100?
What's that?
Would you do 100 cash?
Probably. Let me do a little math here. 110, okay? 110 work for you? That's more than 10% off.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This
Williams is pretty beat up.
Yeah.
100.
$100 cool?
Yeah.
All right.
Very beat
I
up.
couldn't give him that $100 fast enough. I was thrilled with this purchase.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go.
Okay.
I appreciate
Yeah.
the deal.
Let me get the...
I have to see how much I have.
You saw the other one of these, right?
Yeah, it's nicer.
Yeah.
I think condition's overrated.
Hey, you know, it's each to his own.
Yeah.
So take a closer look at these. The Ted Williams, again, there's a good 3 creases in there, maybe 4. But just the eye appeal of it, the color's great. The centering is great. You know, it's a nice looking card for me. So I mean, even if this thing gets a 1, which is what it would get, I mean, with all these creases and stuff, this card would get a 1. I think it has no chance at a 1.5. You look at the values of that, and, you know, 1s and 1.5s, they're selling for well over $200. And then the Dobie has the little wrinkle. I think it has a good shot at a 4 if I got it graded, because of the one little wrinkle. I think the worst it would get would be a 3. So I think it's in that VG type range grade wise. But again, the eye appeal is fantastic. The corners are decent. The edges are great. So I think this card is worth, a solid $110 to $130. This is the dealer, again, from LA. I've had people reach out to me recently about getting into contact with some of the dealers. So if there's...
Were you at the Auburn show a few weeks ago?
I was.
I thought you were. I took a quick peek at your stuff, and then I was going to swing back through. Oh. And everyone was packing up early that day.
It was raining, and then it kind of got slow there, and we all kind of started scurrying out.
Yeah.
I was there, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was disappointed because I wanted to go back to your stuff.
Oh, I'm here now.
Yeah.
I'm here till
I was hoping you'd be here.
Oh, appreciate that. Yeah.
This is Jeff from Sierra Pacific Sports Cards. Really, really nice guy.
Kind of almost raining this morning too, but it was
That
really
was bad.
raining.
That was a bad day.
Pouring that day though.
That was a bad day. Yeah.
It was coming down.
Yeah, I remember I looked at that Hank Aaron up there.
Which one? 6, yeah.
That 56. I really like that card.
I'll provide his contact information as well. He'll take a look here and see. So that, if you wanted to get in contact with Jeff, again, great guy.
You want to see him?
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Love these Jackie Robinsons, the 55 and 56. Awesome cards.
It got packed, man. Like 12 minutes ago, it was like, okay, it's getting busy now. This is yeah, it's awesome.
Do we know who we have yet?
Any of the signers?
What'd you sell him?
He did a great recap of our show.
See? Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
What was it? I'm putting it through.
I was going to say, I like the little thing you got there. That's nice. Sierra Nevada Museum.
Oh. That way I can use both names. No, I appreciate that. I had a great time there. And the fact that the next one, no, I wasn't surprised. I was surprised. I was surprised at how crowded it was. And then when I heard the next one is at the fairgrounds and it's going to be bigger, I'm like, good space, because I would have stayed longer. It was just I was getting claustrophobic.
Like this?
Yeah, this is getting rough. But yeah, it was great. I loved the show.
560. You're welcome.
I got a Canseco autograph on his rated rookie. It was fun.
Yeah, I did too.
We heard nothing but good things.
Yeah.
So these guys put on the Rockland show, which I have a video of that show, and they referenced that they liked the video that I had put up. I had linked it to them. Really good guys. Sports cards, true sports cards, and collectibles. And I will show you their information as well. They have a shop up in Rockland. They are doing another show in May in the Sacramento area. As you can see here, May 19th through the 21st, a 3-day show. 11,000 square foot facility. I ran into my friend John as I was over there with those guys, and he was telling me about this value box. He said there were some cool 80s cards mixed in randomly, so I gave it a look. And I found a Cal Ripken Donruss rookie. He's asking $12, but it was in the 50% off box. So he's asking $6 for it. I could not pass up a Cal Ripken rookie. I've never had a Cal Ripken rookie, believe it or not. And then he had some Jeter cards, rookies, and prospect cards, which were also in the half-off container. Couldn't quite pull the trigger on those. Weren't quite as good of a deal, but definitely gave him a thought. Really like this dealer. He lives in American Canyon area and does a lot of the Northern California shows. He also had a value box of vintage stuff. See, these Minosos are in good shape. So I went through his vintage value box as well. You can see I pulled out that Ripken. I'm a guy that likes to haggle on prices, but he was asking $6 for the Ripken. I wasn't even going to ask him to go lower. So I just pay him his price in a minute. But you know, these are some mid-ranged condition, you know, late 60s types cards. You can get a Juan Marichal for $5. That's some 60s or late 50s and 60s cards as well.
I'm not too big into baseball either, so
For the sake of both of us, I hope you.
Yeah, this is the perfect place to get some of these types of cards at a show. Mid-range condition, don't got to pay for shipping.
before the season, and then all that happened.
I owe you 6 on this Ripken.
Cool.
So here's the Ripken. I mean, side-to-side centering is perfect. Again, he's asking 12, 50% off box. The top to bottom centering is about maybe 70-30, 60-40, but side to side is perfect, and you could cut your fingers on the corners. You know, cards in this condition of this card, they usually sell in that, you know, 15 to 25 range. If you haven't yet subscribed, please take a second to do that. Now, this guy's usually at this particular Sacramento show, and he's got really, really high-end vintage stuff. See a lot of stuff from the 30s here. He's got really high-end stuff. So it's always fun to take a look through, see what he has. A lot of 52 tops. Here's another one of those Stangles, 1950 Stangles. That one's in a 6. He's asking about $250 for it. I think the one I looked at might get a 6. But you never know with graders. A lot of Manals, Koufax, Clemente, Hank Aaron. He's got all the big stars. Really good condition. Bunch of Mays. Again, anytime you're in Northern California show, you're going to see a lot of Mays cards, a lot of McCoveys. And some Jackies. Always a treat looking through his stuff. So I went back over to the guy I got the Bowmans from, and he had some value boxes of basketball that were shoulder to shoulder when I was through earlier, so I thought I'd give those a look. This Elvin Hayes I really considered for $8. A little too off center, but on the more modern stuff, the 70s, I really care more about condition. I have that Alcindor, don't have that one. Thought about it for $4. Cards in the 70s, 80s, I really do care about condition a lot. When you get 60s, early 60s, 50s, to me, then it's all about having the card.
I could look something up for you, give you an idea.
I really like these leader cards because you get a card with a Lou Alcindor on it, or a Wilt Chamberlain, or a John Havlicek for not that much. So I always like looking through those, and I have several. And it's just about time for me to head out.
Is it alright if I grab this stack and look
Yes, of
through it?
course.
Okay.
I'm not taking pictures of all of those.
I looked at his
No,
graded
we don't need
50s
to, because they're going to be
one last time before I took off.
40. 40.
45.
About 10% off.
I'm looking to pay 30. Too low?
Not 30. Usually my
And
floor
that
is
48
80%
orange spawn is peeking at me there in the top right-hand corner again. Really considered making an offer on it, but maybe next time. I only wanted 150.
I only got 356. Thank you, sir.
Can I grab this file here? Is that okay?
Of course.
And we're going to need to get in this
One of
case
the
here, and we can
last stacks of the day here.
Can we?
Then we're done.
Are you?
A lot of Yankees
All right. I'm going over
and
to
Dodgers in this stack.
Did you want to get those couple?
Yeah, so I
Those are all
got
sold.
but I got 4 cards out of there. Four,
Very last
yeah.
card coming up
I don't know where
4
they
or
are.
5
is an
cards.
Elston Howard. It's his first Topps card, and it was gorgeous.
A couple of 58.
$100 though, couldn't do it. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do that. As always, I appreciate you watching. Enter the giveaway. Get a free autograph.